There's a big shark behind you. Watch the fuck out.
I know, right? The people that are watching us on YouTube won't necessarily be able to see the shark unless I have a camera failure, like I did on the cantina last week. But that's not going to happen today, Nick. It's just not.
No. Hope not.
You can start whatever you want.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Marvel Multiverse Mayhem.
Woo.
With an episode all about Thor on a Thursday.
Partying hard, you know?
Yeah, Party Thor.
Yeah.
That's what they've been referring to this episode as. But really, it's titled, What If Thor Was an Only Child? Isn't that the actual I think it's the actual title.
Yeah, I think.
Hard to remember what the title is and what the watcher types in the commercials for it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what if Odin gave back Loki instead of keeping him? So Thor really wasn't raised with any competition or being turned into frogs or whatever. So he turns out
bit by snakes.
Yeah, so he just turns out as just a complete party douchebag who waits for his father to go into Odin's sleep so he can go party.
Yep, but before that, we should introduce the rest of everything you're supposed to do at the beginning of shows, Nick, like yourself and your co-host.
Well, I'm Nick, and this is Kyle. You're listening to Marvel Multiverse Mayhem, Thursday Special Edition. We're always on Thursday, but we don't get to talk about Thor every week.
Yeah, brought to you by Grow Generation, sponsored by Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. You guys saw a nice
grow.
Yeah, a nice little clip for their site at the beginning of the video. We're on YouTube. If you're watching us, thank you so much. Apologize for the hideous faces, especially my own. But it is Halloween, so you just take a screenshot, use it as a mask, staple it to your face like Deadpool did with Hugh Jackman, and you're good.
It's the only way I wear masks. I staple them around my face.
But yeah, we're also on every podcast network out there, just about the Genreverse podcast network, LRM's YouTube channel, and of course LRMonline.com. All right, Nick. Now we can talk some Mark Millar's Ultimates hippie Thor.
It does have
MCU.
Similarities to that.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
He's still a god of thunder. Remember, in that he's like literally. If anyone hasn't read the Ultimates, it's an excellent comic.
Yes,
which is kind of like even more realistic than the MCU. So like Thor, they think is a hippie.
Right?
He's like pretending to be a scientist.
Yeah, and
Hank Pym does worse than beat his wife.
Yeah, Ultimates 2 was pretty decent. 3, it really just fell apart for me.
3. 2 ends with I think they're fighting like the Iraqi Avengers or the Middle Eastern
it's like
Avengers.
An
and Cassie Sleep beheads a guy.
Yeah, it's like an axis of evil of Avengers, if you will. I think
put together by Loki.
Yeah, the main protagonist, I believe, was supposed to be Iranian or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a Captain America too.
Maybe
I think it was Iraq.
Maybe it was a country with former Soviet invaders or something like that. So yeah, it was cool.
Good read. It's the one I don't know if we talked about in this show before. There's a scene where everyone's joking about who should play them in a movie, and
I hear you.
The only one who's correct is Nick Fury, who says Samuel L. Jackson, because the Ultimates version, which is used to be called, it was just the Ultimate Universe, and they combined it with Secret Wars to our universe. That's where Miles Morales came from, and that's when Nick Fury was first drawn, not only as a black man, but as Samuel L. Jackson. Like, it's uncanny. Oh, nice. Yeah, I just have volume 1 and 2.
Yeah, I've got the 3, but not in hard cover. 3 I've got like individual issues because I got into this a little late because I didn't care for the idea of the Ultimate Universe. I didn't like Ultimate Spider-Man, and
those are good books.
But Ultimates, my friends turned me on to it. They're like, no man, you really gotta see this one, and that's is pretty cool. So I think that's
Thor's
like one of the
hippie
scenes with Nick
good.
Fury. So yeah,
Thor's like a literal he's like living in hippie cute communes in like Norway, and he claims he has a magic belt. He gives him the power Thor, but Loki's like a scientist. He's like, no, it's not magic, it's science. So like that's kind of what we're talking about, because that's literally just Thor shirking all responsibilities to like smoke weed in Norway. Or whatever,
Basically, yeah, he's like all party dude and hippie-fied, and I'm trying to ignore
it's one of the first places in comics he had the beard, though, which is ironic.
Yeah, I guess.
Because in this one, we have finally beardless Thor, as he used to always look in the comics until the MCU came out.
Yeah, but, I must say, beards are pretty cool.
Thor's still sexy without it.
This was such a weird episode. Christine didn't really care for it. I really enjoyed it because it was so much lighter than the past. I think she was kind of she does not like Jane's character, and I'll admit, as far as like their chemistry on Thor 1 and 2, I don't like Natalie Portman in those movies. That being said, of course, I'm open to what Love and Thunder does, and see if it works out better with a different approach to the characters. But I found it to be just a fun little trip down what if lane, and I dug it.
I'd say it's far from the strongest, but it's just fun. It's like the easiest, I think, to hop into. It's just fun, and even the Watcher fills you in on the other timeline, just like last week with Killmonger, where it's like Stark would have been this and this and been a hero, but since he didn't suffer, in this case, since Thor didn't have a childhood sibling to compete with, and I guess he doesn't have a beard, I'm assuming, because he's not trying to live up to his father as much, because there's no competition. For example,
you could look at it in a lot of ways of trying to dive in deep for some special meanings. I really didn't feel the need to do it this time. This legitimately just, especially after the last 2.5 episodes, because last episode was a lot of fun, but it was definitely heavier than this episode, but not as heavy as the 2 before it. Zombies and
Killmonger.
Zombies and the Doctor Strange. Yeah. So the Killmonger one, again, heavy, not as heavy as those two.
No.
So it's kind of like a step back to the light and fun that we got with the first two. Before we got all dark and before we got all like emo. But I enjoyed the breath of relief, and then of course at the end, spoilers, here comes UltraVision.
The final episode problem. I like that name for him. I like UltraVision.
I like that, right? UltraVision. But
I think they're calling him Infinite Vision.
I know.
Infinite Thanos. No, not Thanos.
People always
whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Ultron, because he's part of. He shouldn't even have Jarvis's voice, honestly.
No.
But we'll see. I bet they give him. I bet Spader's not back, and I bet they use Jarvis's voice since he has Jarvis's face, even though that was the body he's originally building.
It'd be cool if they had maybe layered them. Have them both
do the voices together.
Mm-hmm. That would have been neat, but I also came up with I hate some of the naming schemes, like calling the what they call Iron Man's gauntlet. It was like the
Iron Gauntlet.
No, that's what it should have been called, but they called it like the Nano Gauntlet or something.
That makes sense, though. It's his armor is nano. No, that's the reason it could assume the stones.
It was something else. There was like an odd name, because there was one that I wanted. I wanted Iron Gauntlet, and that was not it. Iron Man Infinity Gauntlet. I don't remember what it was. I
thought the toys were just called Iron Gauntlet. I've always wanted
the not cool. Nano Gauntlet. It's the Nano Gauntlet.
It makes enough sense.
It's not the
Iron's
worst,
cooler because it's Iron Man. Yeah.
Exactly. And so like UltraVision, Ultron, but you make it one word.
Yeah.
Not Ultra and then Vision.
UltraVision.
UltraVision. Yeah, absolutely. Go with it. Other than that, man, I like how they frat boy jokes. I love all that, but let's just admit again, the Darcy character and Kat Dennings and all of that continues to grow awesome after from
I never liked her in the first 2 Thor movies. I love her in this, and I love her in WandaVision.
I actually did like her in those movies and was like, man, you guys are missing an opportunity here, and they found it. And now I'm glad I hope they continue to use her. Anyway, you could say something about that before we get to the Captain Marvel part.
Her marrying the duck.
Well, whatever you want to say about what we've talked about so far.
It's another week where almost every actor is back. Jeff Goldblum, Taika Waititi, Jamie Alexander. I don't think his mom was back. I don't think I saw her name. Tom Hiddleston. Everyone who's in this is basically a real voice, with the exception of like Drax or like people who have time.
Yeah.
Drax wasn't Drax last time we saw him either. He's not Dave Bautista, but they got the Thor cast almost completely back together, except for Eric Salving, who they just kind of threw out.
I thought.
They name dropped him once, but he's not in the.
Yeah.
Some other events changed the timeline, so he wasn't in the van with them when they discovered the portal. I think that was just, we can't get his voice, let's just simplify it to Darcy.
It could have been, but also they had a excuse me, everyone, for those of you that may have noticed the Daily Cog's not been on for a few days. Manny was bogged down with interviews, and then we all got a cold. But anyways, man. Portman, Dennings, Goldblum, Smulders, Greg, Jackson, Grillo. I don't know if he does a
Grillo? I don't know actually how to pronounce it.
I think it's
I love seeing
Italian,
him pop
not
up.
Hispanic. So I think
he is Italian. I love seeing him pop up all over the place before Hydra has been exposed in these episodes.
Exactly.
Like, he's Shield stuff.
I wonder if
he's making Hydra.
Hydra all in each.
I think
he's
been in Hydra since the beginning.
I don't know.
Most people in Shield are Hydra.
But which universe is it still that way? All of them or not? I don't know. We'll see. Taika Alexander, Gillen, Seth Green, of course, is Howard.
Yeah.
You did not get Frigga. You did not get Volstagg.
Volstagg.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's played by the guy that did the first Punisher movie. Volstagg. He's the heavy set of the Warriors 3.
Oh, got you. And they also didn't. He didn't even have a line, but they didn't do. What's his name? Scourge. Scourge is in it.
Yeah, Scourge.
He's not voiced, but he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
He's offered a refillable beer by Thor.
Mm-hmm. It's still good, man. And then of course Carol Danvers is voiced by someone else, and that's fine. Dude, let's talk about the Carol Danvers bit and how fun the outright like pissing match between.
I was gonna bring that up in this way, where remember how you said it was kind of like meme fulfillment when they did the Ant-Man kill the Hulk from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of like the Hulk fighting Scarlet Witch, just fan fulfillment, and it's like, who would win, Thor or Captain Marvel?
Mm-hmm. And it turns out it's Jane Foster by telling mommy, which I love.
Which is like of any party. It's so great.
I love that.
Like, how do you end a party?
Exactly. They just played the whole frat thing up. I loved it so much, but the whole Captain Marvel aspect, one of the funniest moments was when Kat Dennings asked her if her ego was cashing checks it couldn't afford or something like that, which is straight up I don't care what anyone says, that is 100% someone who did not like some of the things that were said during the in-game PR about the who's stronger, yada yada. Tell me, Nick, isn't that what you kind of felt that likely was? Dude, Christine and I were both like,
I also really liked, because I liked it originally, they do a callback to Captain Marvel and the trolls, where like Thor tells her to like smile more, and she just wipes him out with a punch after that.
But they did it in a. Here's
Thor's doing it in a more playful way. He's not meaning to be an asshole.
Not only that, but the context.
It's a party.
Yeah. Well, right. The context is completely different versus the other guy.
But you can still see her like.
Face change.
What he says is that like.
That's what I was gonna. Because I thought I asked that with Christine. I was like, that's a different way of completely different. It's a party. He's not telling her to smile. He's just telling her to smile. You know what I'm saying?
Smile. Everyone's
exactly.
Smiling. Yeah.
So
but still, she takes it like like how I didn't even notice this was a big moment in the Killmonger episode where he calls him boy, and that's when Killmonger turns around, because I don't even think of that as being a racist term. I say it all the time, almost like Thanos, but I have white friends. I'm not calling a black person like boy.
My son
just is like, hey boy, like how's it?
Yeah, my son, I nickname him the boy. Boy. Yeah, I get that, but context always matters. It's kind of like when Cam will say the word fag for a cigarette, and every now and then it'll come up and I'll remind everyone, guys, relax. He's British.
He's a smoker, the world from another country.
Look, the people that are constantly trying to tell me the world doesn't revolve around America, I now am having to remind them the world does not revolve around America.
Have quite a few listeners from overseas. I assume we have. I mean, and readers. I know. I assume we have a bunch of listeners.
Oh, we
who
do.
Are sitting in the same country as Cam and are like, that's normal. That's
normal. about a month or two ago, like for 2 weeks, Ireland was the #1 foreign nation listening to us. So
I mean, he's Scottish, so it's a little different. A little difference.
yeah, but no, I'm saying like we do have a foreign audience. With that moment, it was still like, it was one of those where I was like, I wonder if people understand that context matters more than the phrase itself. But it was fine. It was good callback.
It was definitely
to her
callback.
Movie.
Like it wasn't accidental.
Yeah.
It was just done in a different way where she's still like,
and
me it's to smile, Avenger. I'm gonna punch your jaw.
Exactly.
I'm an Avenger.
It's just one of those times where I'm like, did the person who wrote it, did they believe that it fit, or was it, we gotta fit something in there? That's why I'm not like angry at it. I already saw people online that were getting all huffy. Look, it could be a good joke that didn't land right on me. It could be a joke that didn't land right, period. But it's not necessarily something to get huffy about.
Universe defying.
Yeah.
Anyway, especially since we don't know if this is actual canon or.
Well, it's canon, but we don't know what type of effect it could have on the Prime films. Universe. However, people can't keep their goddamn mouths shut on Twitter. Well, I'm just gonna leave it at that, guys. You might want to just stay off Twitter until Multiverse of Madness actually.
Sounds like it.
Jeez. Anyways, I really enjoyed everything, but I do want to take our break, and after that, I want to talk about I want to talk about Loki, of course, because
I'm excited
the
to
Ice
talk about Loki.
Bros, man.
That's so
the
great.
Ice Bros. So
brothers from another mother.
Exactly, brothers from another mother. So thank you guys, Grow Generation. Please someone tell them about the good stuff at growgeneration.com.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. The Grow Generation commercial team is armed with industry-leading professional consultants. Grow Generation's team will help you fully manage any size or scale project. They offer turnkey facility designs, cultivation room design, and on-site project consultation. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
No, I'm cutting.
Gotta be a nice pregnant pause.
That's cut, Nick. No,
9
that's
months
not even
pregnant pause.
That's not even getting that's getting a people are coming into the conversation like right now, and it was cut, and they're just wondering what the hell I just cut.
You better not cut it.
Thanks for sponsoring the episode, Grow Generation. So the Ice
Loki
Bros. Dude, I got so much like nostalgia that I like today in the form of Visions, Star Wars Visions, which came out yesterday for those listening on Thursday. Nick and I are recording Wednesday evening. I got some really cool stuff with that, but this, man, the Ice, it just, I didn't go to I went to college. I didn't go to traditional college. I did most of it online after I got into the Army and stuff. But I had a frat house. Like I had 3 roommates. We're all, fresh out of high school in college age, and alcohol flows like crazy, and just
like wine.
But good guys, like good people that want to party, want to have fun. Dude, we found the world's biggest slingshot. Like, yeah, we're gonna fuck some shit up, but at the end of the day, like, you had some assholes that left, but so like the Ice Bros, which but I dug it, man. They did. I dug it. It's so and Hiddleston on the phone when he drops
little
the
tiny phone, and when he drops, he's like dropping it 30 feet instead of like.
And how cool is it to see Ice Giant Loki?
I know. It's a cool variant that we kind of saw in they showed a Laufey, like a Ice, but he wasn't nearly as tall. I like that they're like the size difference is based on who he was raised by. Because remember, I think Odin said he was small when he picked him up or something, which is why he's not towering. But yeah, he still got his Loki horns with their ice, and he's just like Thor. He's a prince, and he hasn't had to fight with Thor or go through the heartbreak of being told he's adopted. So he's like this absolutely shredded like the best possible Loki variant there is, where he just wants to have fun. He's not, and him and Thor, like, you think they're gonna have a confrontation, but they're like, hey, brother from another mother.
I like what you just said about him being ripped, because a lot of people might that are more casual fans of the MC might not know that Hiddleston tried out for Thor. To play Thor.
Great video, look it up.
Yeah. He just, let's face it, even dude trying is not going to be able to put on as much muscle as most would thinking Thor. It was kind of like what a lot of people were saying about Gal Gadot or whatever the fuck, Gadot. Yeah. About her muscle ability to put on muscle for Wonder Woman, and that's a discussion for people that really care about DC. I don't. But yeah, it was cool to see Hiddleston's voice coming out of that character in that style, dude.
And dude, the scene where Thor is making obviously this episode is not light on cameos whatsoever.
Nope.
Yeah, Howard the Duck,
Drax,
a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, other from Guardians, and
obviously Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
the Grandmaster doing DJ duties at one point, like normal.
And his assistant,
left hand woman, right hand woman, whatever. And Korg. But I was gonna say, Skrulls.
Yep, some Skrulls.
This is far earlier in the timeline than we've seen Skrulls, except for Captain Marvel, which is not like we haven't seen them in that big enough. Like we haven't seen Skrulls this early in the time. Captain Marvel takes place before this, but we don't see them pop up a lot. So just the animated version's like, hey, let's throw in Skrulls and we'll have a scene where Thor wants them all to look like him because he thinks he's so sexy. And it also just reminds people, I think, they just remind people every few shows that we're getting into an era where things might not be what they've seen, in addition to Multiverse and in addition to Kang. The Skrulls are a big threat moving forward. They're juggling a lot of balls in the MCU right now.
I don't... Look, Secret Invasion is going to be a show
I think they'll do more past that.
I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get a comics level.
No. Just like Civil War, where they had to shorten it down to like.
No, I don't even know. I don't even know if it's gonna be that big. Like, I think it's gonna be build a lot like Wanda and Falcon and Winter Soldier were, where we were like, oh, it's gonna have all these effects, and it kind of seems like there's some grand effects, but in reality, it's very little changes overall. That's what I'm kind of getting at. I don't think it's gonna literally be like, hey, oh, Steve Rogers was a Skrull.
No, we're not doing that. I hope we don't do any of that.
God, no,
Here's
please.
A surprised character that I think they should have used that they didn't. So I don't want to watch him die again. Tony Stark's already invented the suit, and he's still a party guy. Tony Stark should have showed up for a party in Las Vegas, be like, "I'm here," and just like have like one drink or something. Because he's not there to stop Thor. He'd just be there to show up and be like, "Hey, this is the biggest party on the earth."
If he still became Iron Man, right now,
Iron Man was before
he's solving his. Well, Thor is landing at the time of his first movie, because she's out in the desert. So that's Iron Man 2.
Fury's big week is Iron Man 2, so he has a suit from Iron Man. That's what I'm saying. He already has a suit.
He's sick. Right now, he's
got palladium poisoning. But he still shows up to a party.
Yeah, it's his birthday.
That was what then.
You got a point. So great. It's a good point. He would definitely go check out that party.
I thought it was a weird omission, but again, as someone else, a lot of people are always like, I've seen Tony Stark die enough this season, so let's not put him anywhere near danger, sort of thing. Howard the Duck married Darcy.
Yes. Fantastic. No, I love that, and I love Seth Green getting
Seth Green's gotta keep playing it.
I don't understand why we can't get more Howard the Duck. Damn it.
I think it's coming because of his popularity in these. I think we're getting live action Howard the Duck, maybe even in Guardians 3. That'd be sweet. And then there's the Hangover scene where even Rocket's passed out in the sink, when you hear Thor in the background later calling him Rabbit. Of course, he's like, Rabbit's asleep in the sink.
Yeah.
And then I love the explanation for why she's acting director of S.H.I.E.L.D. because Nick Fury tried to get in and Korg just knocked him through the air while doing a cannonball. Because at first I was like, did something else change in the timeline earlier we're supposed to know about? But it's like, I'll tell you why I'm directing.
Korg done fucked up.
And then, this is one of the reasons I think he's definitely Hydra even at this point, is in this universe, is that Frank Grillo, what's his fucking character's name? When it's not
Crossbones.
No, before he's Crossbones, he has a fucking name.
It's Brock Rumlow.
Rumlow. Remember how disappointed he is? How disappointed he is when they don't get to use the nuclear bombs? That seems like a Hydra agent to me.
I like that. But that's also kind of like Rocket. You just want to suck the fun out of everything.
Yeah.
I tend to agree. People just want to suck the fun out of everything.
All the party
everything's better with nuclear fallout. That's how you get superheroes.
True. And I like, of course, lizards. We have Nebula having fun for once, but she doesn't have hair like the last time in the other universe. She's betting on a new eye.
Yeah, Mama needs a new eye. I like that too.
It's full of great Easter eggs like that. And then
it's just
the battle between Thor and here's one of the things I found the funniest. That from space, I mean, this is every Marvel movie has a technique where it's like, here's a new location. The Russo brothers are always like, New York, and it covers the screen. Here we got from the air, we got to see the countries like there was a name on the map. Like, and then when Thor and Captain Marvel were fighting and literally punching each other to other continents and Stonehenge.
France to the United Kingdom and
back to the United States.
I like
the direction.
The disaster movie montage of an alien invasion with the destruction of all the landmarks, but this time comedic. You brought one up with Mount
Stonehenge.
Rushmore. They put the ice stuff on it, and then
we already talked about
what's his name in the Statue of Liberty?
The guy I forgot him.
Ragnarok.
With the giant. So you say you grow. I watched Thor Ragnarok last week. You grow as big as a house, a mountain. He's trying to hit on the Statue of Liberty and burns her arm off.
Mm-hmm.
And the one you mentioned,
Surtur.
And the one you mentioned earlier. The St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Is it St. Louis? That's even Loki, I think says.
I like that because it kind of you got to remember at the so you got to remember Thor's an alien in our universe, like
not a god,
not a god, and they play this as an alien invasion, and I think that's key that a lot of people might actually kind of miss out in this is that it is an alien invasion thing, and those landmarks being destroyed is important to that.
This parallel to the Ronald Emmerich films.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not just.
No one destroys a location better than him in Independence Day.
In modern days, absolutely. I can't.
If we can call the '90s modern days of anymore.
I mean, as far as not the like 70s, 80s, like the day of taking science fiction a little bit more serious than it was in the past, From
remember, he's
campy
bringing
to
us the moon
action.
next year.
Hmm?
Did you see his trailer for his next year movie?
Who?
Ronald Emmerich.
No, which movie?
I don't remember the name of it, but the moon is falling to Earth's new natural disaster.
Yeah.
And when I read that, I tweeted, "Cinema's finally back, baby." Because it's like, we're getting a Ronald Emmerich film. That means that cinema's back where it should be. Stupid end of the world scenarios that are even more extreme than COVID because it's science fiction.
I guess we should talk about a little bit more about UltraVision. Copyright LRM online in the Genreverse podcast network.
Watch out, Kevin Feige
Kyle
will
Malone. Kill you. Well, so we've seen him in clips and poster and theorized about him.
He was on the very first final poster that showed a bunch of people on it. Yeah.
So we see him, and he lifts the face up, and there's vision inside, and I dig it. And I like how the watchers all like, wait, this is too happy. Oh, there it is.
Did you notice that the episodes probably were absolutely flipped based on how little Watcher we see here versus how much more Watcher we saw in Zombies?
I think so. Yeah, I agree.
That was always the rumor. This is supposed to be number 5, and that was supposed to be number 7, and they flipped them to get more interest, maybe. But it does. You can kind of track it with how much the Watcher you see, because each episode you're supposed to be seeing more, except for Strange, where you see where he actually talks to.
Mm-hmm.
Strange is like the only person who can see or sense him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here's a question. Someone proposed. Okay, so we obviously think in the finale that we're gonna have a new team of Avengers. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is not what you think. Gamora, Thanos, who we should meet next episode. We see them all in an image together. Party Thor, T'Challa, Star-Lord. What do you think of that? Killmonger, Black Panther. Ooh, we're getting T'Challa and Killmonger in the same episode. But one's never been Black Panther, et cetera, et cetera. Dark Doctor Strange is seen in the mid-season promo standing alongside, Party Thor. I think it's the Watcher bringing them all together, but one theory is Doctor Strange does it. I think it's the Watcher. He's got to interfere in the show eventually. He gets closer and closer.
I don't know.
I don't think Doctor Strange knows what's. He's not like that. His whole universe is like a little jewel.
Peggy, maybe.
But how can she? I don't know. I think the only power, unless it's Strange, I think it. I think it is going to be our boy, the Watcher.
I was going to say he might be the vehicle.
We need you guys.
he might be the vehicle, but she might be the messenger, you know?
He's definitely going to be the Captain America of the new Avengers, obviously. Even if she's not, I don't know if she's seen any of the shots, but she'll obviously be in that circle around.
I think they may have edited her out on purpose, but we'll see.
I guess. Well, in the original movie, so according to the footage we see, we're getting Black Panther, which was not an original Avenger. We're getting
Gamora.
No. Yeah, we're getting Strange. Did I already say Strange?
No,
yet. Black Panther. Those guys are not even original Star-Lord. So that means that there's no reason. I was like, who's going to be their equivalent Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye? But I guess this new team is even more powerful than having two humans. And I don't know. It's hard to lose the Hulk, but a lot of people on that team are way more powerful than the Hulk.
Yeah, Thor. I mean, but he was on there already. Yeah. But you know, he's
Thor.
He's a nuclear bomb himself. You know.
I think there's got to be a few others. I'm trying. Strange could probably beat the Hulk. I think based on intelligence and magic, he could probably do the move where the Hulk punches himself in the head from Shang-Chi with Abomination, or even cut off a limb like he did in Endgame.
Yeah. Good. Hey, it's gonna be fun. The show definitely went in directions that I didn't expect it to, and I'm very, very happy about that. So yeah, man.
This was almost a completely original episode, like the T'Challa episode, where it's like the basics. Now let's go to a whole new storyline you've never fucking seen. With Thor getting caught by his mom in the end.
Oh shit! Ow!
Zoom tight.
Ow!
Zoom tight. And God bless your ow or whatever.
That hurt. I'm good.
Good.
Is that it? Are we done? Because I
think so.
Everywhere.
We've talked a lot about this episode. Longer than the episode.
There's not really a lot to talk about. It is a party
the simplest
episode.
one yet, I think.
And I honestly will say I think the placing of it is good. I really do. It's like I said, last week was a bit of a palate cleanser. This was a complete wash. Like, we're set for drama and action now. I think Star Wars Visions, I loved it, and we'll be doing a huge thing. 5 people talking about it, kind of a joint. A joint Cantina and Anime-Versal reviews. It'll be out this weekend on Sunday.
It's both.
Yeah,
it's anime and Star Wars.
But it actually had a horrible placement of its episode. So it's like,
you think so? It's all one day. How long is all of it?
For our
fans and for me,
90 minutes.
Okay, so it's like an Animatrix.
Yeah,
I didn't know they released them all in one day until this week.
All together. Each episode is like.
Are they even split up into episodes then,
yes,
or is it just like you click
split.
play and you watch?
Nope.
Okay.
You can go to individual. They're labeled and everything.
Cool.
So
I'll check it out.
I liked it. Christine and I watched it all in Japanese today, and we'll watch it all in English with our son later. He doesn't mind subtitles, but he's not as
he's a young enough age. He shouldn't have to read everything on the screen.
Exactly.
Subtitles are quick when you're a kid.
They can be, but he's pretty good. We consume a shit ton of anime,
so he's used to it.
That and other foreign movies as well. Christine watches a lot of Korean and Chinese dramas. We watch a lot of Korean and Japanese horror. A lot of Italian horror. Yeah. So we're not.
This is a little off topic, but it's a recommendation for you and our fans. It's not Marvel related. I just watched the show on Netflix called Squid Game.
Oh, yes.
It's a Korean show.
Yes.
I watched it dubbed. I think it can be watched subtitled.
It doesn't
fucking
matter.
Insane.
Yes.
It's like, have you seen any of it?
No, I've been wait.
Oh my
Christina
God!
and I have
won't
been.
spoil anything.
I watched
it's
the trailer,
fun.
and
the trailer's
just
perfect
set.
representation.
I'm just set.
Violence,
I was sold.
It's kind of like Saw type violence, but more fun.
It looks.
If you've seen the trailer, they have all the Dr. Seuss staircases. So it's a very unique look.
It looks like
it's just. Oh, I recommend it to anyone, even if you don't know what it is. Jump in if you don't mind violence. It's not close to Saw in violence. It's more like a balance of humor, violence, character development, and just great set decoration and some conspiracies.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like the Bilko experiment.
It does. It is like
Saw.
the Bilko experiment.
Bilko meets Saw.
Only they had to compete against each other in childhood games like tug of rope and red light, green light. So yeah, since you guys already like your foreign live action shows also. Yeah. I watched the dub. I thought it was fantastic. I just finished it 5 minutes before the show, the season.
There's
I hope we get this done.
There's lots of things I'll watch dub. I'm not an elite. Generally, if it's foreign, whatever I see it first, dub or sub is how I will want to watch it from then on out, because that's how I first experienced it. If I like it. So
you don't. Here's just a related question. So you don't find it a sin to watch dub first?
No. It depends. So it depends, and I know this isn't necessarily Marvel, but for everyone out there,
anyone listening,
might be
you should check out that show and have this conversation.
It all depends. So absolutely. So what sucks about old dubbing, especially of anime, is it becomes like a too literal translation, and it's really hard to deliver lines like that well. Modern dubs, for the most part, in my mind, are awesome. They're spot on. A lot of the context is there. Now, some things do have to be rewritten for cultural purposes in order for certain jokes to land, or situations to mean things to other cultures, including or other audiences, including the American audience.
Turns of phase and turns of phrase.
Sure, but to me, literally, now if I hear something's got a bad dub, I'll seek out the sub on purpose. But it's whatever.
Okay,
it's whatever
good
these days.
Because coming out of film school, I'm like, it's sacred. And then when I watched, we had to watch an anime that Joseph recommended for Breaking Geek Radio, the podcast, Jammer. I was like, dude, am I breaking the rules if I watched it dubbed? He's like, no. And Jonesy said no also. Like, dubbed is the way you should watch it the first time. That way you're not reading and you're recognizing everything going on screen.
It depends on if you're not used to reading subs, absolutely.
Well, I read a lot of subs. I like the idea that I'm not reading anything. I'm fully looking at the image.
Anime is a visual medium. Overall, that's one of the biggest draws for Visions, and it's honestly why I like, even though a lot of the Marvel and DC anime haven't been great, I love the fight scenes because it's anime, and no one does fights like anime, guys. It's just they don't.
And there were definitely touches of anime in the fight scenes, even in this episode. When you're throwing someone backwards in the dust.
We mentioned that in the first episode.
Yeah, the fire is very anime.
Well, not just that, but her fighting style. Her Captain Carter. The way they animated her fight was very, very anime style. So yeah. Anyways, guys, we'll let you go. You probably all clicked off anyways. It's
thank you for being here.
The website is lrmonline.com. Go there every day for all your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. We have a wonderful podcast network, the Genreverse podcast network, and on there you'll find the daily cup of genre starting up again this week, Thursday or Friday. I promise. I've been putting up some clips. I hope you guys check those out.
One of them is great. Watch the Cam clip if you can find it. Yes, the
Cam clip is
Cam hating
awesome.
on Star Wars
Hunters,
whatever that game is.
Star Wars Hunters. Yeah. The Cantina out on Fridays, along with Nick's podcast. still talk about more. And the Anime-Versal reviews, like I said, this week we'll be covering Star Wars Visions. There'll be a regular Cantina, and then that joint episode. And yeah, guys, just a lot of really cool stuff, all available on the YouTube channel, most of them in video, like this one wonderful Marvel Multiverse Mayhem, and all of our awesome interviews with A-list celebrity talent. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, down, whatever. I'll take the hate clicks. Nick, plug thyself, but not on camera, okay? Cover that.
You don't want me to plug it up on the cam? Okay. Maybe it might clean off. Like, it looks like I have like a dream sequence thing going. My camera must be whatever. I'm at Geeky Nick Dahl on Twitter. I do this show every week with Kyle. And then I do Breaking Geek Radio, the podcast, every Friday. I have to go to the dentist this week, so I will not be on the show. But we've got Danny back in the saddle. And Jammer and Jonesy, they're going to be doing Star Wars Visions this week, if you want another opinion about it past the Katina. And next week, I think, is when Venom comes out, right? Next Friday. Well, October 1st is a Friday. We will be watching Venom Thursday night, and we'll have a Venom show. I know, but that's going to get hits if it says Venom Let There Be Carnage at the beginning of the... And it's 90 minutes, dude. I agree with you, but we'll be covering that for you. And hopefully my review is just as terrible as the first Venom review, where I was nice to it on Breaking Geek. And I wrote a review that made it an F-. So...
What's that?
My original written review for the first Venom was an F-.
Camera. It was an F-? That's,
yeah, then we talked about the show too, but I use the F word everywhere I cut, and I had to, kind of blank it off and stuff. But I hate this. I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with this fucking movie?
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I vaguely remember it, but what day do you want to? So we'll see it next Friday. Thursday, Friday.
We can do it the week after with the last episode.
On Thursday? Or you don't want to try to put it out on Monday?
We can do that. Maybe we'll do two separate shows. Because there's going to be a lot to discuss on how much we hate Venom.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter, and we'll let you know, guys. That works.
Yeah, we will.
Do it, Nick.
Oh, yeah. Now that we've covered all that. Excelsior.
Enough said, guys. Bye.